バーストリンク
What is up, YouTube? This is Nanashi with a brand new Weiss Schwarz deck profile. This time I'll be showing you the primarily yellow Accel World deck. Unlike the red Gurren Lagann build, which was primarily focused on heavy damage, this one's more akin to the idea of glass cannon. It damages itself pretty early in order to gain superior advantages and power it honestly shouldn't have at the level that it is. But you'll see exactly what I mean when we take a closer look. Starting with the level 0 cards, we have a playset of Acrimonious Advice Metatron. Now while she is on the stage, all your other avatar and net characters gain 500 power. But if you happen to hit level 2, you also gain the optional ability of paying 1 stock cost and putting this into your waiting room and choosing a particular level 2 character named Silver Crow Embracing the Monarch in your waiting room and put it on stage where this card was. The single copy of Gloomy Countenance Kuriyuki Hime. Be prepared to hear the name Kuriyuki Hime, it comes up a lot. When you place it on the stage, you can choose one of your avatar or net characters and give it 1500 power until the end of the turn. Its Brainstorm is pay 1 stock and rest 2 of your characters, reveal 4 cards from the top of your deck, and for every climax you reveal, you get to search 1 avatar or net character and put it in your hand. I don't really see the need to run this at more than 1 at the moment because there's plenty of other dedicated search capabilities in this deck, and you'll see what I mean in a little bit. We also have 3 Hermit Skyraker. This card gives the character in the middle position at the center stage 500 power, and has a Brainstorm of 1 stock and resting itself to reveal 4 cards from the top of your deck, and for every climax among the top 4 you reveal, you get to draw 1 card. Next we have Humming Lime Bell. Just like Acrimonious Advice Metatron, she gives all my other avatar and net characters 500 power. Her other ability is that when you use an Accelerate ability, you can choose one of your other characters and give it 500 power until the end of the turn, reveal the top card of your deck, and if that card is a level 0 or a climax, you can put it right into your stock to pay for your higher cost abilities, and believe me, just one of this is enough to get a significant amount of stock. Next we have School Madonna Kuriyuki Hime, a simple vanilla with 3000 power, which is enough to get over the average opponents. Now one of the most important level 0s in this entire deck is Summer Festival Kuriyuki Hime. She's only 2500, but her Accelerate ability is top-notch. By paying the Accelerate cost at the start of your Climax step, which is to damage yourself 1 point off the top of your deck, when she declares an attack, you can search your deck for any yellow character, put it in your hand, and then discard a card from your hand. Next we move into the level 1 cards. First off, we have Dress Fluttering in the Wind Kuriyuki Hime. When she's placed on stage from your hand, she gains 500 times the number of avatar or net characters you control, including herself. So if you have a full stage, she'll go up to 7,000 during the turn she's played. And she has her own Accelerate ability. At the beginning of your climax phase, you pay the cost, and if you do, she gains 1000 power and the ability of, when it reverses an opponent's character in battle, I get to look at the top 4 cards from my deck and choose 1 avatar or net character among them, putting it in my hand. The rest go to the waiting room. Next we have a level 1 event, kind of a fun one in my opinion, Incident at the Summer Festival. You search your deck for any character with an Accelerate ability, put it in your hand, and then you put this card in the memory. For you YuGiOh players, that basically means it's banished. And that's actually a good thing for this deck, because memorying it means that it's basically gone for good and that thins out your deck permanently. The last level 1 is a playset of Jet Black Swallowtail Butterfly Kuriyuki Hime. Its Accelerate ability gives it 3500 power until the end of the turn, putting it at 8500 at level 1. Next we move into the level 2s. Starting with 3 Challenging a Formidable Foe Silver Crow, a basic level 2 with its own Accelerate ability, giving itself 2500 power and 1 soul until the end of the turn, which basically mimics the stats of any average level 3 character, which is the whole point of the deck. It accesses power and level it shouldn't be able to through acceleration. The other level 2 is 3 Silver Crow Embracing the Monarch. Now if it happens to have a marker on it, it gains 3000 power, and it just so happens that it has the ability to gain a marker when it's placed on the stage from hand or by the effect of Acrimonious Advice Metatron, and as it happens, the marker it adds has to be Acrimonious Advice Metatron. Now, if a card named Dual Flight is in your climax area, and if you have a card named Lotus of Black Death Black Lotus, and this card in your center stage, you get to choose up to one of your opponent's characters, put it back in their hand, and you get to give Silver Crow Embracing the Monarch and Lotus of Black Death Black Lotus an extra 1,500 points until the end of the turn. And speaking of Lotus of Black Death Black Lotus, she is the only level 3 card that I run. If Summer Festival Kuriyuki Hime is in your clock, she is treated as a level 2 in hand, which means you can play her as early as level 2, just like Combine Gurren Lagann for the Gurren Lagann deck. Now when it's placed on stage from the hand, you get to draw one card and give her 2,000 more power until the end of the turn. And its other ability is that when your opponent is attacking one of your other characters, you can send this to the waiting room and give that character 4,500 power until the end of that turn. Now for my climax cards of choice, I only have 2 that I've picked from. One being a playset of Dual Flight. It's a basic climax that charges 1 yellow card into your stock in exchange for giving all of your characters 1 additional soul. Plus when you reveal it for an attack check, that attack gains 2 soul. The other card of choice is Knight of the Black King, a climax that I primarily ran because of another level 1, but it turned out not to be good enough to keep. When you play it, all your other characters get plus 1,000 and plus 1 soul. But if you reveal it during an attack check, not only do you gain 1 additional soul, but if the damage that this attack does is stopped, you get to do 1 additional point outside of that wave of damage. So no matter what, your odds of doing some amount of damage are increased, though this damage can also be negated as well. And that is the deck. The funny thing is, I originally started out with the trial deck of Accel World, but I really quickly realized that that trial deck was not worth playing, so I had to basically build this deck from scratch, barring 2 or 3 cards I pulled out of the trial deck. This build has the ability to power itself through almost any opponent, and protect itself fairly efficiently, especially if you happen to play Black Lotus early. I thank you guys for watching the deck profile, and if you can think of any ways that I can improve this yellow deck, feel free to let me know. In the meantime, this has been Nanashi, signing out.